Fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.
Scorpio.
Good morning, Yankees universe, and welcome back to another episode of the Yankees Morning Brew on this Thursday, May 22nd. Like always, I'm your guy Hector, hanging out with the compadre this morning. We got the lovely Grace Monroe. All you Yankee fans, wake up and get your coffee. Grace, how you feeling this morning?
Can't nobody tell me nothing. Oh, it's such a beautiful day to wake up in Jasson Dominguez land. Thank you. Some of us knew it all along.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us even called that he was going to hit the walk-off home run. But we'll get into all that. Hector, how are you feeling today? I'm sorry about the Knicks.
You had to go there.
No, I had to tell you I love you. I'm sorry.
I love you too, Grace Monroe, but you had to go there about the New York Knicks. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm excited about the Yankees. I'm excited. Hold on. I'm excited for Jasson Dominguez, and I'm truly excited for this 2025 New York Yankee team because that squad is hitting on all cylinders. I know we're going to talk about Jasson Dominguez. I know he's a big topic right now because of the walk-off home run. But if we could talk about Cody Bellinger as well, we got to give Cody Bellinger some flowers because the hits keep on coming for Mr. Cody Bellinger, Grace.
Absolutely. A 15 game, right?
15 game hitting streak. 16 now?
I think it's 16. Is it 16? Y'all in the chat. Put it in the chat.
Help us in the chat.
Is it 15 or 16 game hit streak for Cody? I've lost count because it's so many, but it is his career high. I know that. And over this stretch, he is batting over 300. I think it's close to 400 now. He is looking comfortable. We talked a couple weeks ago about the adjustment that he made in his batting stance. It's clearly paying off for him. Him getting to those inside fastballs with almost what looks like a vertical swing, and he's just lifting it out to right field. It is a thing of beauty. He looks amazing, and obviously making plays in the field, and I have something to say about him in a few minutes when I go off about Jasson, so put a pin in that.
Yeah, we're going to go off. We're going to have our conversation. Shout out to Sean Browning because it's 15 in a row. Let's do the roll call real quick as we got people who are coming in this morning. Shout out to our good friend Tina who's in the building. One of the best moms that are out there. She just put the Discord. Make sure you guys join our Yankee Discord. Anna Marie is in the building. Anna, how you doing? Big time Jerry Cadell. Oh, how I love me some Jerry. Jerry, I hope you and the wife had a good time in Atlantic City. Shout out to Daniel Berry Sports Highlight. My guy Gilberto is in the building. The Ace Avenue with a phenomenal call. Thank you, my guy Ace. Shout out to you, Ace. Hope all is well. Make sure you guys go and follow my guy, The Ace Avenue. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. He puts dope content, dope watch-alongs. Ace, feel free to drop the link in the chat so people who aren't subscribed can subscribe. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Caleb Vasquez in the building. Caleb, how you doing? Salute. We got TC Stills in the building.
Another one.
Shout out to my guy, TC Stills. Richie Martinez is in the building. Shout out to Richie Martinez. Sean Browning, I appreciate you. Richie Squires. We got Hector A in the building. Hector, my guy, hope all is well. Salute. And of course, the only Dodger fan that we acknowledge is our good friend, Nathaniel Crenshaw. But Grace, I know you wanted to go in. Do you want to do it now or do you want to wait a second? What do you want to do?
Let's do it. Load it up.
Let's do it. Guys, this is another episode of Grace's Hot Corner.
Thank you so much, Hector Beauchamp. This is Grace Monroe here, live reporting from Grace's Hot Corner, and we have breaking New York Yankees news yet again. And the breaking news today is that Jasson Dominguez is the future of the New York Yankees. Now, let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, I have so many notes, but let me tell you why. This kid, this man, this grown man, okay, 22 years old, is the future of this franchise. And this is why. Last night, Jasson Dominguez comes up in the bottom of the ninth inning with ice water running through his veins. This 22-year-old rookie comes up to the plate and says, I'm going to get a pitch to hit. And when he did not miss. Walk-off home run. I mean, a total moonshot to the stands. Everybody comes out. Everybody's celebrating. They shower him with the igloo water. He gets all the post-game interviews. It's all this celebration. And in the post-game interview, when they talked to him in the locker room, they said, is this the best moment of your career so far? He said, no. Because that is how good of a rookie campaign this guy is putting together. He said, no, this isn't number one. And no, this isn't number two. This is number three. This is number three. Because number one, Hector, as we know, was him making his original debut and hitting a home run off of Justin Verlander. That's according to Jasson Dominguez. That was his number one moment. Number two moment was when he hit not one, not two, but 3 home runs about 2 weeks ago versus the Sacramento Athletics, where he broke Joe DiMaggio's all-time record of being the youngest Yankee to hit 3 home runs in the same game. That was his number 2 moment. Last night's walk-off home run was number 3. And that should put in perspective for you how good this guy is so far in his young career. Now, I want to say, you've heard of a 5-tool player, right, Heck?
Oh, yeah.
But have you heard of a 6-tool player? Let me tell you where I'm going.
Go ahead.
The 6th tool that is now starting to get some momentum in baseball speak. The 6th tool is mental toughness.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Jasson Dominguez have? Let me tell you, this kid came up. He lit the league on fire. He went home run off Justin Verlander. He hit I think 4 home runs in his first 6 days of playing in the MLB. Then this kid got a Tommy John injury. Okay, 20 years old, Tommy John. Man, that could take some kids out. That could take some grown men out. Recovering from that is no joke. After you make your debut, that is hard. Then what happened? He gets the surgery, he lays out, and then the Yankees, they go out and they sign Alex Verdugo. And they say, you know what, Jasson, it doesn't mean anything. As soon as you're healthy, you're coming up. You're coming up. So you just get healthy. Don't worry about Alex Verdugo, okay? And he says copy. So he's working on it. This young kid, he's working on it. He finally gets healthy. He starts taking reps again. He starts tearing up AAA again. He's on the cuspice of coming back up to the MLB team. And what happens? Oblique injury. Oh, God, he's set back again. This poor young kid who's just trying to get back to the Major League Baseball team. Meanwhile, he's rehabbing his oblique. He's trying to get back. The Yankees are in a pennant race. They finally get the pennant. Jasson Dominguez gets healthy enough to come up to the team. And they say, you're going to play a new position you never played before, left field. Go ahead and try. This kid has another piece of adversity thrown at him. Then what happens? Brian Cashman says to the media, Alex Verdugo is better than Jasson Dominguez for our team going into the postseason. So Jasson Dominguez has to ride the bench. He has to watch it all happen. When he was supposed to be up, okay, he knows his spot was supposed to be on that team. And adversity has happened to this kid. Then what happens next? This offseason happens. Alex Verdugo leaves. Cool, copy. He gets a good number, 24. Okay, I'm going to be on the squad. I'm going to be an everyday player. I'm going to be a starter. Then what happens? He gets pulled in every single game, late innings. They don't leave him in for his defense. They're worried about him getting defensive errors late inning games. Okay, cool. Copy. Adversity. Adversity. Oh, you're a switch hitter, except we're not really going to start you versus versus left-handed pitchers very much, because we got 4 outfielders. We're moving him around. We need to move the DH spot, and you're gonna rest on that day. Adversity. This kid has waded the water of all of these storms at 22. His 6th tool of mental toughness is apparent. And in a rookie, in a young player, how can you quantify the value of that? You see the bond between the youngest player on the team, Jasson Dominguez, and the oldest player on the team, Paul Goldschmidt. When he hit that walk-off home run and Paul came running out of the dugout, came to embrace Jasson Dominguez, it's all happening. And Jasson Dominguez, make no mistake, is the future of the New York Yankees.
Listen, I don't got nothing to say. TC in the chat was like, Hector is just a spectator at this point. Grace is going off. I have nothing to add to the conversation when Grace Monroe is going off as she did. Before I give my take, folks in the chat, if you guys are watching, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, because Grace, we are at 5,281 subscribers, an extra 30 subscribers since the last show. So we appreciate all new subscribers. Like always, guys, if you guys can share us on your social media feed. If you have any group chats, share us on Facebook. We need more Yankee fans to get into the conversation. We got over 80 people in the building watching us collectively. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, or Twitter, click the link in the bio and jump on over to YouTube. We have a great conversation over here. Caleb in the chat saying, Grace, keep on cooking. Absolutely. She's serving plates out here of food. Before we continue, right? Sean Browning put it in the chat. It's something that I want to bring up. Fernando Cruz is going on the 15-day IL.
Really?
He's dealing with some shoulder issues. He let us know yesterday during that press conference, but it's more of a precautionary thing, just to give him rest. He is up there in age, 35, 36 years old. If this was the postseason, Fernando Cruz would be pitching. It's just the Yankees, they just want to give him a break because it's it's not the middle of the season, but we're getting into into the season after being overused, an older pitcher. They just want to give him some break just so he can heal up, especially with Jonathan Loaizaga coming back. Give Fernando Cruz some time just to rest up, because you have been overusing him tremendously since he's come over in the first part of the season. But let's keep on going. Let's shout out the chat, because we got some new people in the building. Well, Jerry said, I didn't realize you take a bus from Philly Airport to Atlantic City. That was a surprise. That's the lowest altitude I've gone. Big time, Jerry. I love you so much. NES is in the building. Shout out to my guy, Ness. Talking about Jasson Dominguez, right? Jasson Dominguez, he credited the Yankees mental health department for his success. So I want to play this clip real quick, if you can hear it.
You're always smiling. If you have a bad game, it doesn't affect you. Where does that come from? Where does that feeling come from?
No, we got a really good mental department, and we haven't talked with them, and we have meetings how to stay neutral in the moments, and they're pretty good. They help us a lot.
But it was okay to be a little bit out of character after that home run.
After that home run, it don't matter.
And he's right. For that home run, it doesn't matter. And this is a tweet that Grace sent me. Shout out to our friend Ryan Garcia, friend of the channel, and friend of the show. When you look at Jasson Dominguez from March to April, in March, expected batting average was 303. In April, 404. Look at every metric has improved, and it's not minimum improvements. It's drastic improvements. You see Jasson Dominguez, the growth from this young man. There's a lot of folks that were on Twitter, that were on the timeline, whether you're a fan from another team, regardless, that was saying Jasson Dominguez is a bust. The Yankees hype train got the best of him. He's not going to be the next Aaron Judge. He's going to be the next Gary Sanchez. And it was looking like that. It was trending that way, especially when you saw the misplays in spring training in March and May. But as the season has gone on, and the more reps he's getting, not only in the outfield, but at the plate as well, he has gotten better. If he could just improve hitting right-handed pitching, that's the one thing he needs to improve on, because against lefties, I mean, batting as a left-handed hitter, he is hitting over 300. When he's batting from the right-hand side of the plate, it's below 200. That's the one thing he needs to improve on, whether that's him becoming a better right-handed hitter or the Yankees telling him, you know what, we got to go to Cedric Mullins' route, and you're just going to be a left-handed hitter, no more switch hitting. That's something that the Yankees and Jasson Dominguez need to figure out sooner rather than later. But so far, so good from the Martian. This young man looks like he's going to be special. And all you naysayers out there, you guys have to eat your words and eat that crow.
And the advanced metrics do show that he is coming around on the right side of the plate. The problem is, of course, he's not getting as much run on the right side of the plate. And for good reason. We have 4 outfielders right now who are all lighting it up. Plus, we have Ben Rice. And we don't have a spot for him every day as an everyday player. Like, they are trying to get everybody reps. I do believe that Aaron Boone is doing his damnedest to get everybody reps in that lineup. I mean, I never thought that so many people having such great seasons would be such a problem, but here we are. So, but in March and April, he had a 195 expected batting average from the right, and he's improved to a 304 in May. So he is coming around on the right side of the plate. His barrel rate has gone up. His K rate has gone way down. He had a 39% K rate from the right side of the plate in March and April, and now he's down to 18%. So I don't know the sample size on that, but it is coming around. It is making progress. Again, that's all you can ask from a rookie is progress. And oh man, we are getting progress. Even in the field, you know, you saw that play that Jasson Dominguez made the other day. Well, he didn't make it. Cody Bellinger made a play, and Jasson Dominguez came up to back him up, but he was too close to Cody Bellinger, and it made Cody Bellinger be flat-footed when he made that relay or that throw in to the infield. Do you remember this? And Cody Bellinger looked at Jasson Dominguez, and he gave him what for, I'll tell you. He did it in a nice way, but you could see him put his arm around Jasson Dominguez as they're walking to the dugout. He was having a heart-to-heart conversation with him. And that is what's so valuable with these veteran Gold Glove outfielders, Trent Grisham, Cody Bellinger, there to guide Jasson Dominguez. And then what happened last night? Trent Grisham made virtually the same play in the outfield. And when he called off Jasson Dominguez backed way up, gave him his space. He's improving every day, incrementally, but every day he's improving. And I didn't even mention how he taught himself to speak English. This kid is smart. Baseball IQ, regular IQ. He's improving. Look, he's the future. He is the future. Jump on the bandwagon now.
Yeah, absolutely. Jasson Dominguez, I think he said he watched Friends to learn English. So shout out to Jasson Dominguez. That adds more to the mystique. Ali in the chat that says, why you make it sound like Fernando Cruz is old? 35 ain't old. Listen, Ali, as somebody who's 35 years old myself, when I get up and I stub my toe, you thought I was shot, right? Last night after the Knicks lost, I threw a punch in the air when I got back home, and I thought I blew out my shoulder. I had to lay on the bed because I was in so much pain. Shout out to my guy, Ali, that is in the building. I appreciate you, brother. Marky Gates is in the building as well. Mark, how you doing? Grace, there's something I want to play real quick for everyone. Richie Ricardo with the New York Yankees is a legend, the Spanish broadcaster. I see him every time at the stadium. I was with him yesterday during the Fernando Cruz press conference for the Latino media, sitting right next to me. Love that man to death. He is a legend. He is an icon. So I'm going to play this real quick, and then we'll be back.
Jackson Lenton. Dominguez, ahí va el batazo, profundo por el derecho. El marciano la puso en órbita. Esa se va y se fue. Échale sazón. Eso es un jorrón. Jasson Dominguez los dejó en el terreno a los Texas Rangers. ¡Qué tablazo número 6 por el jardín derecho! El marciano. Y los Yankees ganan el partido 4-3. Y mira la celebración en el terreno con Jasson Dominguez, que se la botó por el derecho. Goodbye, apaga la luz. ¡Wow! ¡Qué tablazo del marciano!
I swear to you, next time I see him, I'm going to be like,
I know. It's so good.
No, just to let you guys know, Richie Ricardo, again, he's a legend in this industry. He has been covering sports for the longest when it comes to New York sports. If you guys didn't know as well, Richie Ricardo also was a Spanish broadcaster, Spanish announcer for the WWE, right? So anytime they're throwing someone through the Spanish broadcaster, Richie Ricardo was one of those guys that were on the course. So shout out to Richie. He's a legend in this game. We're working on having him as a guest, but no, that was an epic call from Richie. Like always, nice celebration. I'm just pissed off that I decided to leave Yankee Stadium early to go watch the Knicks, because this is what happened, y'all. Like I was texting Grace. I was at the stadium. It was like 4 or 5. I'm sending him photos and videos. I had a great conversation with Al Leiter. I was able to interview his son Jack Leiter as well. It was dope, guys. Be careful. The interview will be coming out. I'll be dropping it on the channel. But in the fourth inning, I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave because I got to go work. I'm going to go to the bar where I do social media for, because the Knicks are playing, da-da-da. And when I get there, as I'm doing my shuffles, I get a text message from Grace, Martian emojis, just Martian emojis. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And then I go outside to check my phone. Jasson Dominguez hits a walk-off home run. Yes, Ness. Epic fail by Hector. Absolutely, that was an epic fail by me.
I was texting Erica, and at the bottom of the 8th, or no, after Weaver put away the Rangers in the top of the 9th, I texted Erica and I said, Martian walk-off incoming. And Erica said, I hope so. And then it happened. And Erica, her broadcast is ahead of mine. So she was such a great friend. She didn't say a word. She did not respond. And he hit it, and I sent her a voice memo, and I don't know if she understood a damn word I said because I was screaming so loud. I was jumping up and down. I actually had to apologize to my husband because I was celebrating so loud. And y'all know I'm trying to convert him from a Rangers fan to a Yankees fan. I think I set myself back last night a couple steps because I was celebrating so loud. And I had to come to him later and be like, I'm so sorry if I was insensitive. And he goes, no, it's your favorite player. I understand. He's so sweet, y'all. But yeah, I was like, you're right. If it had been anybody else, I would have been like, bet, and then like, good night, But because it was Jasson, oh man, I bet you could hear me screaming from Texas all the way up there in the Bronx, Hector.
Listen, there was my ear was ringing. It was buzzing for some reason. I was like, what the hell is going on? But no, again, Grace, I'm so happy that you was able to have that moment with your husband at home watching the Yankees because there's no better way to have that with your husband who's a Ranger fan, you a Yankee fan, with Jasson Dominguez being your favorite player, hitting that walk-off home run. Because it was, I know Berger hit the home run for the Rangers, and it was also, was it Josh? It was Berger twice. Was it Josh Smith as well who hit a home run?
Oh God, who was the other guy?
It was when somebody hit a home run. I'm like, is this the guy that Grace wants to trade for? She gonna be talking about this on tomorrow's show.
No,
yeah, it wasn't Josh Young. It was, no. But to see Jasson Dominguez have that moment, that walk-off home run, and he pimped it. In 2 seconds, he was pimping. He was watching it, and after 2 seconds, he realized, "Shit, I gotta drop this down because this is the New York Yankees. I gotta act like I've been there before." And it's great that all those fans were able to witness it. Because yes, like I said, I was at the bar going through whatever I was going through with the New York Knicks, but Yankee fans were walking by, and they was like, "Oh my God, the Knicks lost." I was like, "Well, at least you was able to see Jasson Dominguez hit that walk off," and they was like, "Yeah, that was epic. That was epic." So shout out to the Martian and all the 40,000 Yankee fans that were in the building.
Did you see that swing, Hector? I probably watched it 30 times now. But that swing, can we please talk about it? I mean, show it again. Show the swing. Y'all, look at this swing. Tell me, does this look like a rookie?
I got you right now. I'm gonna find it right now for you.
Oh my
but
God.
No, when it comes down to it, the Martian has landed. Jasson Dominguez is here. The confidence level of this young man is through the roof. So I'm going to play this again one more time. Matter of fact, I'm going to play the Richie Ricardo one. I'm not going to do this one. I'm going to play the Richie Ricardo one because I need to hear the I need to hear that.
Jackson lente. Dominguez, ahí va el batazo, profundo por el derecho. El marciano la puso en órbita. por el jardín derecho, el marciano. Y los
I need to make that a sound. I need to
Yes.
download that. I
Yes.
need that.
Yes.
Again, epic moment. I just want to take a quick second. Let's shout out the people that are in the chat right now. Let's throw some music on. Our guy Christian, how you doing? That's Baseball. Erica is in the building. Guys, make sure you guys go and follow our good friend, That's Baseball Erica, who is here. My man Ness, how you doing? The 8th Avenue. My guy Hector, salute, 3 capital S's. Again, what the New York Yankees are doing right now, we are tied for 4th. The 4th, I want to make sure I get this right because I was looking at the standings last night, so I want to make sure I get them right now. When it comes to the overall record, the New York Yankees, they have the 4th best winning percentage in Major League Baseball. We are behind the Detroit Tigers, the Philadelphia Phillies, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and then you have the New York Yankees with a 604 win percentage. Granted, we just played one less game than the Chicago Cubs and the Mets, but we have 29 wins, and both the Mets and Chicago, they have 30 wins. The New York Yankees are the 2nd best team in the American League, 4th best in Major League Baseball, 1st in our division, and we're doing all of this without Daddy Cole. The Yankees are doing all of this without Garrett Cole. The Yankees were doing all of this with Devin Williams struggling, trying to figure it out. And talking about Devin Williams, the man has pitched 10 scoreless outings in his last 11 outings out there, or 9 in his last 10 outings, however it is. But regardless of what it is, Devin Williams, the airbender, has started to turn it around. You got Luke Weaver looking like Mariano out there on the mound. Yes, I said it. Luke Weaver out there looking like Mariano Rivera. All right. Luke Skywalker is looking like the Sandman out there in the 9th inning for the New York Yankees. And the way that Aaron Boone is pressing the buttons, I'm going to keep on saying it. When it's time to criticize Boone, Grace and I will be here to criticize him for whatever moves that he make, whatever buttons he push, and the moves don't work out. But when he pushes these buttons and these buttons work, you got to give them some credit, because Ryan Yarbrough, Grace, who was a late signing during spring training, who everybody thought, what are we doing? We need to go out there and get this out of third. Ryan Yarbrough is proving me and all the Yankee fans that were criticizing Brian Cashman for this roster construction, because every move has been money.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Yarbrough yesterday, with 5 innings pitched, and he looked like he had more in him, to be honest. 3 hits given up, 1 earned run, 0 walks. Let me say that again. 0 walks and 8 strikeouts. I mean, he was going toe-to-toe with Jacob deGrom. What are we doing? What are we talking about? I know the Rangers are struggling. Okay, so let's acknowledge that. However, Ryan Yarbrough was showing that he was an intelligent pitcher with multiple pitch tools to be able to exploit batters when and where and how he wanted to do that. So, I mean, it was amazing to see yet again. And yeah, definitely give him his praise. It looks like he's got a new changeup. He's going to his sinker a lot more, which again, a credit to freaking what's his name? I can't
Matt
remember.
Blake.
Thank you. Obviously, I know who Matt Blake is.
Yeah.
Credit to Matt Blake, and the velocity on his fastball looks like it's ticked up a little bit. So I don't know if that's just him. I don't know, but he's looking good. Let's not question it.
Yeah, no, we definitely not gonna question it. I got one more thing when it comes to Jasson Dominguez, right? The young, this from Max Goodman. The Yankees dugout, they knew it was going as soon as Jasson Dominguez made contact. They was jumping out of there. Aaron Judge, the excitement from Judge, from Bellinger, for Paul Goldschmidt, for the young Yankee, for Jasson Dominguez was special. But it's the first walk-off home run by a Yankee since 2022. Grace Monroe. That feels like a lifetime ago. So long ago for a walk-off home run. And it was by Big G, Giancarlo Stanton. And to see Jasson Dominguez, now he's on the list. Not only did he pass Lou Gehrig when it comes to multi-hit home runs, or being the youngest Yankee with 3 home runs in a game. He is also one of the youngest Yankees to have a walk-off home run during the regular season. Jasson Dominguez, the hype, regardless of how you guys feel about the Yankee hype train, the Yankee hype machine, Jasson Dominguez now, he's starting to live up to a lot of the expectations. Not saying he's a superstar yet. He still has some things to work out, but he's a lot closer to what the expectations were than what Anthony Volpe and his expectations. Not to take this time to poo-poo on Anthony Volpe, but we all know they had expectations. Jasson Dominguez, the next Mickey Mantle, the next Mike Trout, Anthony Volpe, the next Derek Jeter, which was very unfair for Anthony Volpe and for Jasson Dominguez. But where it comes right now, Jasson Dominguez is a lot closer to what people expected for him than when Anthony Volpe and his expectations, if you understand what I'm saying in the comparisons.
It was poetic that Anthony Volpe was on deck when Jasson Dominguez hit that walk-off. And Anthony Volpe celebrated. He threw his arms up in the air, and it was almost the passing of the torch of the young kid on the team, the newbie on the team, the high expectations, right? And now it's Jasson Dominguez. He's the one that's the young kid on the team. You know, Anthony Volpe, this is his 3rd year. Like, he's not a rookie anymore. He's one of the core members of the team now. Jasson Dominguez is the new guy. Jasson Dominguez is the one with the expectations and the stuff to prove, right? So it was really poetic that Anthony Volpe was right behind him in that moment. I love Jasson Dominguez batting 5th. Don't even get me started on this. I think he needs to stay. He needs to stay. He needs to stay. Okay?
I want to highlight a chat from Christian, which was good. Shout out to my guy Christian for this one, who says, you got to give Boone his flowers. The way he has handled this crowded outfield, everyone is eating right now, and no one expected Grisham to be this good. The Yankees knew that Trent Grisham was this good. Absolutely, Christian. And you got to give him, because the way that he's been able to maneuver guys in the lineup, and when Trent Grisham's on fire, he's going with Trent Grisham. And now Cody Bellinger's on fire, he's going with Cody Bellinger. Jasson Dominguez is starting to turn it around, and you got to go with Jasson Dominguez. The way he's able to move the musical chairs around, right? It's going to be interesting when Giancarlo Stanton comes back, because when Big G comes back, you know he's going to be in the middle of the lineup because of the money and because it warrants, because of his bat and what he did in the postseason, right? But it's going to be very interesting to see what the Yankees do. Maybe Trent Grisham comes back down to earth when Giancarlo Stanton, and it kind of works out perfectly. Trent Grisham comes down because that batting average has started to creep down. So maybe Trent comes down when Giancarlo Stanton comes in. But regardless of what happened, last night was a correlation of grind and grit. The Yankees were down early, and last year or the year before, when the Yankees were down that early, Grace, I would have said this game is over. This game is over. We haven't seen fight from the New York Yankees in a long time. Aaron Judge, the captain, started it in that night. I think it was the 8th inning by tying up the game, leading it up perfectly for Jasson Dominguez in that 9th inning. The grind is back. The grit is back with the New York Yankees, and this is a totally different team than what we were at last year, even without Juan Soto.
The lineup is long. The lineup is balanced. There's so many guys that can get you. It is a huge difference maker. It's not all on Aaron Judge. It's not all on Cody Bellinger. There are so many different ways that we can win a baseball game, and it feels amazing. We're doing the things we need to do. Sack flies, moving the runner over, stealing bags. All the things we weren't doing last year, it feels like we're doing this year. It feels like we're clicking more, and it is so satisfying to witness, really. And when Big John, I almost said Big John Carlo. When Big G comes back, there's a lot of moving pieces here, okay? I'm not wishing injury, obviously, but an injury could pop up. Somebody could go cold, right? There's a lot of different things that could happen between now and when Giancarlo comes back. However, Ben Rice is going to have to pick up a glove. And let me tell you something, Hector. When people were first saying this, Ben Rice, if only Ben Rice could play third base. If only Ben Rice could play third base. I have to be honest, okay? Because let me tell you, I'm on it. I got to be honest with y'all. The chat, y'all are my family, Hector, BFF. I was like, no way. I dismissed it like this. I was like, no way. You can't just throw anybody at third, y'all. This is not going to work. I mean, but let me tell you, I have come around on this idea, okay? And if you in the chat are feeling how I was feeling, let your mind go there for a minute, okay? Just be open-minded for a minute, long enough to consider that the only way to keep these guys in the lineup when Giancarlo comes back is if Ben Rice figures out a way to play third base. Because with 4 different outfielders all hitting, and you got Giancarlo coming back, who's going to at least take half of the DH days. Like, let's say half of the DH days. Let's say they do a platoon split with Giancarlo.
Mm-hmm.
You only have half of the days to rotate between 4 different outfielders that are all hitting and Ben Rice. That's 5 people you're going to rotate in with half of a DH spot. This is not going to work. Ben Rice at third is an answer that could work. If it works, oh my God, it would be a miracle. It would be amazing. It would be a revelation. It would be fortuitous that World Series back on, because I was concerned about his arm strength. That's what I was concerned about, because I think the scouting report from Ben Rice in the minors was that his arm strength wasn't really there. Guys used to run all over him, yada, yada, yada. But I sent you this article, Hector, from Sports Illustrated, if you want to pull it up, or you don't have to, where they quoted JC Escarra, and they said, thank you, and they said that JC Escarra, quote, he has the hands and he definitely has the arm strength to play there, Escarra told Gary Phillips of the New York Daily News. So you never know. You never know? Well, yesterday, people who were at the game reported that Ben Rice was taking grounder at third. And they asked Booney about it, and he was like, oh, yeah, it's not a big deal. You know, guys take ground balls all over. I wouldn't make that much of it. Bullshit. Bullshit. Aaron Boone knows. Aaron Boone is not a dummy, okay? He might do some things we question, but he's not stupid, okay?
No.
He knows.
Definitely
Brian Cashman knows. The front office knows. Giancarlo knows. We got to keep Ben Rice's bat in the lineup. We have to. We have to at least try. Right?
I just got to say real quick, shout out to Big Ant with the $5 super chat. Please leave Jasson in the lineup. Historically, he has been a slow starter in the minors. A name to keep an eye on is Jesus Rodriguez, who plays third base. Big Ant, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you helping us keep the lights on over here. Go ahead, Grace. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's it. That's it. But do you understand what I'm saying? If we have 4 outfielders and we got to get them all in the lineup, plus we have Ben Rice, that's 5 guys for only half of a DH spot when Giancarlo comes back. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I'm afraid Ben Rice is on the trade block, because he's redundant. But if we could find him a spot, can we at least try? I mean, I dismissed this at the beginning too, but I'm starting to come around on this.
I just got to say, the Met fan that is in the chat, I appreciate you for being in the chat, right? Because you have to subscribe to the channel, and you have to be a subscriber for 24 hours in order for you to comment in my chat. And the fact that you were a subscriber and watched 24 hours of our content and decided to comment that corny ass comment in the chat goes to show how miserable you are as a Met fan. So do me a favor, go kick rocks. Whoever's a moderator, ban them from the chat, get them out of there. I don't even want to highlight that chat, fucking cornball. Sorry about that. Coming back to this point that you just made about Ben Rice at third base. When I was at the game yesterday, I was doing my pregame, and I was live on Instagram. I was telling people, I was like, Friday and Saturday, I saw Ben Rice taking ground balls at third base. Who knows? And, you know, talking with Gary Phillips yesterday, shout out to my guy, JC Escarra también, who brings up the point. Yeah, he definitely has the hands and the arm strength to play third base. Would the Yankees do it? Why not? Try it out. You know, I know Oswaldo Peraza, he made a phenomenal play the other day at third base, you know, diving over the tarp and everything like that. But if Ben Rice If he can play third base, you let him play third base, and you use your defensive replacement like Peraza at the end of the game. It's just it adds more offense to the lineup, and it's a way to keep Ben Rice back in the lineup, and that's something that you have to figure out. Ben Rice came out of nowhere, never played first base. He didn't play first base in college. Then they threw him at first base. He was able to figure it out. Why not throw him at third base? Jazz Chisholm played third base as well. Why not just throw Ben Rice at third base to see what happens? If he makes a few errors, the experiment is over. You just move him back to whatever position you want to move him to. Just try it out. I remember, and this is something that I always bring up. In 2006, when the Yankees were dealing with so many crazy injuries, right? We had Hideki Matsui break his wrist. We had Gary Sheffield go down. We traded for Bobby Abreu. And towards the end of the season, both Hideki Matsui and Gary Sheffield came back. And what did the Yankees do? The Yankees put Gary Sheffield at first base. He made a crazy split, doing splits at first base, which was fucking hilarious seeing from Gary Sheffield. But the Yankees, they put Gary Sheffield at first base. Why not try it with a younger guy and Ben Rice, right? He was able to move from catcher to first base. Why not just move him to the other hot corner?
I mean, like I said, Hector, it's worth a shot because the upside is that we keep Ben Rice in the lineup. I mean, we have to try. I really do think that. I've come around on this idea. We have to try. And listen, I love Peraza. Y'all know I love Peraza. I really wanted him to step up, but the bat has not come around. The defense is great, and I agree with you, Hector. That's a great point. If you love his defense, you can still sub him in late inning and have his defensive replacement when the game is on the line, if that is the issue. But Paul Goldschmidt, like y'all know, I've been saying Paul Goldschmidt is doing it. Okay, he's doing it over there at first base. He's doing it at the plate. You can't take him out. Of course he has days off every once in a while, whatever. But again, that is the beauty of being able to move guys around. Paul Goldschmidt is awesome. We got to have him. Trent Grisham is being amazing. Got to have him. We can't sit him. Cody Bellinger, what? He's amazing. We can't take him out of the lineup. Aaron Judge is Aaron Judge. Okay? Jasson Dominguez, he's going to be Rookie of the Year. All right? We can't take him out of the lineup either. Well, Ben Rice, we can't take him out of the lineup either. You know what that means? That means we're going to have to find spots. That means we're going to have to try some stuff. Okay? And if, like you said, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But hey, at least we tried. But what I don't want to happen is us not even try.
No. I just want to let you guys know when it comes to program updates. Later on today, we have Theo Owl and friends. Guys, if you guys can, make sure you tune into our show on Thursday nights. It's with the fellas from WFAN. We got Pete Kennedy, we got Anthony Gallo, and we got Theo Owl Centron, host the show. Theo Owls and friends every Thursday night. They got a special guest they have a special guest on the show later on today. They're going to be talking Knicks, Mets, Yankees. They talk all sports, like all New York sports. Please join the conversation later on today. And also tomorrow, for you Knicks fans out there, Dexter Henry, friend of the channel, friend of the show, good friend of ours with the New York Post. He brings me on to talk Yankees, Knicks. However, I will be on tomorrow with the New York Post for their live Knicks watch party, right? It's a live Knicks watch along. So it'll be me, Dexter Henry, and Brian Fonseca over there on the New York Post YouTube channel. So your boy's moving up in the world. I'll be live on the New York Post tomorrow. So make sure you guys tune into that one. Going back to the Yankee conversation, there was something from Fernando Cruz that I wanted to bring up, and you put it in our chat. It was from Meredith Morakovich, right? And this was early in the day before it was announced that he was going on the IL. But I just want to bring this up. Meredith put it out there. Fernando Cruz said he felt a little pull in his trap the other day, which prompted him to get checked out. The MRI showed no structural damage in his shoulder, just inflammation. Had a cortisone shot, would play catch today. And obviously when he playing catch, it came back. He wasn't feeling good, so the Yankees put him on the IL. But the one thing I want to talk about, Dr. Jesse Morris, we've had him on the show before with me and TC. He says, have to love traditional Band-Aid medicine. Don't address the areas of weakness causing the referred pain. Inject some cortisones and wait for it to break again. I bring that up to say this. When it comes to the Yankees medical staff, there has been a lot of misses, right? If Fernando Cruz is dealing with this, right, I agree with Dr. Jesse Morris. When it comes to sports, the athletes are just looked at as a number. right? The cortisone shock is just a Band-Aid, just so the pain goes away and the player can go back out there and play. It doesn't address what's going on. So seeing Dr. Jesse Morse say that to Meredith Treat, the first one or whatever, say that to Meredith Treat tweet, I think it's something that the Yankees medical staff need to take a step back and try to fully evaluate what's going on with a player. I'm not a medical expert. I'm not a doctor or anything like that. But I agree with Dr. Jesse Morse, who has worked in sports medicine when it comes to the NBA, the MLB, the NFL, and the NHL, right? Treat what's causing it. And what's causing it is the fact that Fernando Cruz, who's 35, 36 years old, was being overused to start the season. He was being overused. Regardless of how you want to look at it, sugarcoat it, whatever, he was being overused, right? He was pitching for his great, and if you're Boone, you got to go out there and you got to throw who's pitching great for you out there. But hopefully when he comes back, now that we got Jonathan Loáisiga, you could use him sporadically and keep him fresh and keep him on point.
Oh, why was he being overused? Oh, that's right. Devin Williams.
Yeah, I knew you was going to. I knew you was going. When I saw you make that smirk on your face, I'm like, yeah, she gonna bring up Devin Williams.
I did not smirk. But yeah, I mean, it is his fault though. But I mean, listen, if you asked Fernando Cruz, you want to come out and have a little IL stint so you can rest, or do you want to come in and pitch your ass off and make a name for yourself and help the Yankees go to the World Series? I guarantee you he'd choose the latter. And that's why these sports medicine is not medicine necessarily. Yeah. It is, but it's a different type, Yeah,
it's a different type.
These athletes, they want to stay on the field. They're asking their trainer or their doctor, how do I stay on the field? They're not asking, how can you fix my shoulder? How can you fix my elbow? They're asking, how can you patch me up enough so that I can stay in the game, so that I can stay on the field? That's a different end goal than a regular doctor. Okay, so I get it. The Yankees medical staff is under a microscope, and we've been critical of them for the last few years. I do agree with that. But however, I do think that Garrett Cole knew that his elbow was on the fritz, and he knew he only had a little bit left to give. And he said, come hell or high water, I'm pitching it in the World Series for the New York Yankees. And he went out there and he gave it his all, and we know what happened, so it's a delicate area.
It is a delicate area, delicate situation, right? Yeah. Want to bring up one more thing when it comes to Devin Williams. This is from Max Goodman. Devin Williams has put up a 0 in his last 6 appearances. He hasn't allowed a run in 9 of his last 10 outings. In that time span, he has lowered his ERA from 11.25 to 6.88 in a 10-game span. And I bring that up because we were talking about Emmanuel Clase as well, who started the season. Him and Devin Williams were both struggling. But now Emmanuel Clase in 9.2 innings has a 0.98 ERA, 5 saves, 12 strikeouts, and 2 walks. I bring that up to say closers are very hit and miss. Sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. Sometimes to start the season, it takes them some time to ramp up. And you're seeing the evidence with both Clase and with Devin Williams. I believe what the Yankees said earlier when they made the move to make Luke Weaver the closer and Devin Williams the setup guy. I believe the Yankees mind frame that Devin Williams probably will be closing games later on in the season. But right now, you keep this going as it's going. Have Luke Weaver close the game. Have Devin Williams be a setup guy. If you have a situation, Grace, where bases are loaded, your bullpen guys are tired, you go with Luke Weaver, whether that's the 7th or 8th inning, because he has the ability to pitch multiple innings. And if you have to go with Devin Williams, you go with Devin Williams as your closer B, as your B option to close the game if you have to bring in Luke Weaver earlier. Or if you're in the 9th inning and you go extra innings, you got Devin Williams still to use as your B option. So it just makes the Yankees bullpen and their options just so much deadlier right now.
100%. I totally agree. Co-sign everything you said. It is amazing to have multiple options of shutdown pitchers who can come in and effectively close an inning or close a game. So it's amazing. Obviously, Jonathan Loáisiga's nasty too. And even though he didn't have the best outing yesterday, he's got it in there. We've seen it already this year. So, and Fernando Cruz, when he's back too, you got so many weapons there, and it's amazing. So we're very, very lucky to have that. Unfortunately, if you look across the field today or yesterday at the Texas Rangers, they're in the opposite situation. Their bullpen is like a sieve, and their starting rotation is money. So it's just so frustrating for them because they pitch these amazing games, and then in the 8th, the 9th inning, they blow it, and they've done it over and over and over. And you could see the frustration on the reliever's face yesterday when Jasson Dominguez put that swing on that pitch, and he turned around and he screamed. I almost felt bad for him, because he was so frustrated. They're all so frustrated out there. So it's just not to shit on them, but just to say, like, to be thankful for the situation that we're in. And yeah.
I just got to say also, when it comes to Fernando Cruz in that press conference, I'll be editing the video and I'll be getting them out on the channel. So guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe and notification bell. And I like to translate so you guys can have the subtitles so you guys can know what Fernando Cruz is saying. But Fernando Cruz, Grace, he loves being a New York Yankee. He loves being a New York Yankee. And that's something he expressed tremendously. He said that when he got the call that he was being traded to the Yankees, he said he was home. He was with his family. No, he said they was at a restaurant. I forgot what restaurant they said they were at. They were at a restaurant in Ohio. They're getting ready for the season. So they was moving family back and forth. And then he gets a phone call, but it's a number that's not saved in his phone, but it's from Ohio. So he knew it was from the Cincinnati organization. And he gets a phone call. He was like, yeah, sorry to tell you, but you're being traded to New York. And the first thing he said was, what do you mean New York? Where in New York? And he was like, to the Yankees. And he said he dropped his phone and screamed out loud. Him and all of his family are all diehard Yankee fans. All diehard Yankee fans. I had a pleasure of meeting some of his family members a week or so ago at the stadium, and he loves being a New York Yankee. He spoke about, I was joking with him too. I was like, how many Puerto Rican restaurants in Ohio? He laughed. He said, Papa, there's no Puerto Rican restaurants in Ohio at all. I couldn't get no Puerto Rican food. But no, he loves being a New York Yankees. And the thing that he loves most about it is the family environment that the Yankees have, right? And I bring that up to say this. We all know what's going on with Oswaldo, right? And that injury. Talking to different Yankee fans, talking to different Yankee players about the injury, you see that these guys care for one another. So this past Sunday or over the weekend, Frank Luna, they had an event going on right across the street from Yankee Stadium. Oswaldo was supposed to be there. It was a training camp. It was a baseball camp for the young kids in that environment. What you guys have to understand, where the Yankees are at in the Bronx, it is the poorest congressional district in the United States. I'm going to say that again for everybody. The district where the Yankees are at in the Bronx, it's the poorest congressional district out in the United States. So for Frank Luna to take those kids from that area, bring them to a baseball camp, and have Fernando Cruz, Pablo Reyes, JC Estrada being there with those kids, it means the world to those kids. So to see how much that JC care about it, Fernando Cruz, Pablo Reyes, Fernando said that it's important for not only him, but for the other baseball players to give back to the kids. Because he said when he was young, he didn't have baseball players coming to the field that he lived by and, giving back the way that he did. So to me, shout out to Frank Luna, friend of the channel, friend of the show. Love that man to death. The work that Frank Luna does with the New York Yankees and the kids in the New York Yankee fan base is something that you can't put a measure to. So I just want to give Fernando Cruz, Pablo Reyes, and JC Estrada their flowers for that because they were amazing. And it was all last minute too.
Yeah, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I have Fernando fever. I absolutely adore him. I love him on the field. I love him off the field. He's the total package to me. I mean, and I think all Yankees fans have embraced him. It's been very meaningful for him and for his family. His mom was a huge Yankees fan, and he's told many stories about how he had to own a Yankees hat in every single color. He had like 40-something Yankees hats in high school. He talks about it, how he would match his outfits to the Yankees hat every day, wear a Yankees hat. Every day a Yankees hat, just a different color, whatever matched his outfit. And he's got many, many stories like that. So we love it. We love Fernando. I'm just so happy. I hope he heals up. Hope he's all right, because he's going to be a big, big piece of our postseason story this year.
Yeah, I want to shout out my guy Theo Dennis is in the building, the people's champ. How you doing? Dennis, I'm not sure if you saw the video that I had put out. I was able to get a beautiful picture of Dennis and his daughter during the Subway Series. It was her birthday as well. I just want to say shout out to you, Theo Dennis. I love you, man. I love you so much. You're an amazing human being. You're an amazing father. I appreciate you. Every time I'm at the stadium, the love I get from Dennis is amazing. He's one of the OG bleacher creatures. And like always, if you guys are watching the games and you see the big ass championship belt, that's Theo Dennis right there. Always a good one when I'm at the stadium. But the Yankees, they have a game today. Talking about the stadium and looking out my window, it seems like the rain has stopped, and the New York Yankees will be playing a game today in the Bronx with the Texas Rangers. Let me look up the starting pitchers for that game. Carlos Rodon is pitching for the New York Yankees, and Nathan Eovaldi is pitching for the Texas Rangers. On the season, Nathan Eovaldi has a 4-2 record with a 1.61 ERA, and Carlos Rodon is 5-3 with a 3.17 ERA. Grace, I gotta just admit this: if there's ever, how can I say this? If there was ever a player that was once a Yankee, but then left, that I wanted to stay a Yankee, it's Nathan Eovaldi. Nathan Eovaldi, when he left, that's something I'm like, you just pay him and let him rehab the Tommy job. Just stop being cheap and pay him. Nathan Eovaldi has turned himself into, when he's healthy, a phenomenal starting pitcher. And not only you got Jacob for some reason, Texas Rangers, they get injured pitchers. They're like, come this way, we can fix you. Jacob deGrom, Nathan Eovaldi, Patrick Corbin, all looking like they took a time capsule and they're 5 years younger, because all three of them are pitching dogs right now, Grace.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's true. And Nathan Eovaldi, I cheered for him in the World Series. He was an absolute dog down the stretch, and in the postseason for the Texas Rangers, I think he made 2 starts he did Herculean effort in that postseason and led the Texas Rangers to the World Series championship for sure. And I'm sad because I wanted him to be a Yankee again. I loved him. He is amazing, but I don't think he wants anything to do with the Yankees anymore. He took a discount to stay in Texas with the Rangers. He loves it there. He loves Bruce Bochy. He loves the front office. He loves the area. Shout out to Texas. Great place to live. But yeah, I mean, he's a dog. So we're going to have our hands full today. Luckily, we've already won the series. So, less pressure on us. Hopefully they'll be playing free, playing fun, playing easy. Sometimes when you play easy, you can come up with a win, even though you're not supposed to. So we'll see what happens today.
I gotta say, Crackle Nuts, shout out to my guy Crackle Nuts. I miss you, Crackle Nuts, so much. I hope all is well with you and the family, brother. Shout out to everybody that was at that NYYU watch party. Shout out to the guys over there. You guys killed it and shit. Crackle Nuts, I miss you, my guy. I love you so much, Crackle Nuts. Like I said, I hope all is well with you and the familiar. Shout out to my guy Crackle Nuts in the building. But hold on, what's this? Oh no, that was nothing. But I threw out the bat signal. Right, because the game starts in about like 30 minutes. So I threw out the bat signal because we have our friend Erica, and I wanted to bring up Erica just to do the preview with us. Erica, let's get a thumbs up. Let me know you're ready to rock out. So I got this music to play for Erica. You know what I mean? Got to bring up my friend Erica. Erica's in the building. Erica, how you doing?
What's up? How's everyone doing? Great show, by the way, so far. Great show. Been listening along since the beginning. So, yeah, man. I'm so conflicted because of how the Knicks game ended yesterday, but honestly, like, to me, it's the Yankees-Knicks, and I understand that the importance of the Knicks games just trumps anything Yankees, but that walk-off was so good that I was like, I didn't lose sleep over the Knicks losing. And shout out to Grace for calling it. She texted me. She's like, Jasson Dominguez walk-off coming up. And then my feed was ahead of hers, so I knew he hit the home run like maybe a minute before her. So I'm just waiting for her to respond. And then she sends the most epic voice note, and I tried so hard to save it, but it was like a 20-minute rant. She's like, "Oh my God, Erica, he did it! I love it!" And my husband was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "Oh, that's just Grace from Texas." So it was hilarious. I couldn't save it. I don't know how to save voice notes on my phone. But Grace, I'm so happy that happened. Talk your shit. Like I said, this is your Subway series. We already took the series, so no matter what happens today, you can talk whatever smack to your husband that you want.
Oh man, my poor husband. He's so sweet, but. Yeah, I'll be wearing my Jasson Dominguez around Texas today. Trust me. So yeah, I was so happy. Erica, thanks for being there for me during the text messages. There was one point Erica's like, "My power's out. What's happening?" And I'm like, "Okay, I got you. All right."
Yeah. My power went out. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before that. But she was giving me the play-by-play. It was awesome. Yeah. But just proof. I don't know if you can see it, but she said Martian walk-off incoming.
Thank you.
Hey, look at that.
Thank you.
At that.
Thank
yeah, I was because
we're never in doubt.
Like you heard, Erica, I was at the stadium and I left to go cover the bar for the next watch party, and all I get from Grace is just a flood of just Martian emojis, Jasson Dominguez and capital. Where anytime she writes Jasson Dominguez, I hear that soundbite of her singing his name anytime I see it or whatever. But no, listen, one thing I gotta say, and Erica, I'll toss it over to you to lead us in it. When it comes to this team, like I said, this 2025 team, without Garrett Cole, without an actual third baseman, we are way better than what we were last year. We're beating teams that have top pitching. We beat the Seattle Mariners, who have the best starting rotation in baseball, and we just took 2 out of 3 against the Texas Rangers, whose starting pitching is phenomenal as well. Erica, I'll kick it over to you and then toss it over to Grace.
Yeah, this team is definitely clicking. Things got off to a bit of a slow start. Thankfully we had, guys like Aaron Judge to pull us through. But I was looking at stats. I mean, they're not first in everything, but as far as they're top 5 offensively, in batting average, sack flies. That's huge, right? Because we want fundamental baseball. Their home runs, doubles, runs in a game, they're leading in all those categories, and that just it shows you how balanced this team is. Teams are going to go through slumps, we're just riding this wave, and it's fun. And what's most important to me is I was so happy the Mets won yesterday, because you want to create that gap in the AL East, so that if you do go through a slump, that you're covered. So we're 5.5 games up in first. Things are really fun right now. And yeah, again, like you said, we don't have Garrett Cole, we don't have Giancarlo Stanton. If we could keep Ben Rice in this lineup, that's going to be ridiculous. So yeah, it's fun. Everything's fun right now.
Go ahead, Grace.
Yeah, no complaints. Jazz Chisholm is coming back, Giancarlo Stanton's coming back, and Luis Hill is coming back. We just got Jonathan Loaizaga, which is a huge, huge piece that we just got back, but we still have more on the way. So, yeah, it's all coming up roses for us right now. Knock on wood, everything around you, because, we're all feeling great right now. Let's keep it going. Hopefully with a more balanced lineup, we're going to be able to kind of traverse the ups and downs of the season with more stability than we did last year or year before that, God forbid. But yeah, so that's what I'm looking for. Like I said, the lineup feels longer, more balanced, more weapons, more people who can save the game, more people who can produce runs, more people who will have unselfish at bats, and that's just so huge.
I gotta say, I got the lineup for the game, and shout out to the Yankees graphic department and the young kids that run it, because this is so entertaining. I'm not gonna even lie. But you got Trent Grisham leading it off. Aaron Judge is number 2 at the DH, half day off. Cody Bellinger in right. Paul Goldschmidt is your first baseman. Jasson Dominguez is in left. Anthony Volpe is your shortstop. J.C. Escada is your catcher behind the plate. Jordan Vivas is your second baseman, and Oswald Peraza is your third baseman, with Carlos Rodon on the mound for the New York Yankees. When you look at this lineup, right? If I was to tell you before the season started, May 22nd, that this would be a lineup that the Yankees would put out there. You'd be like, oh, this is just a push lineup. This is a game that they're just throwing away. You know how people like to say, they're just throwing away this game with this lineup and stuff like that. I'm not too sure. Because the way that Jasson Dominguez has been hitting, Anthony Volpe, I know I threw some shade on Volpe earlier, but he had a triple to start the scoring for the New York Yankees, get it in the gap. When Anthony Volpe gets it in the gap, his speed works amazing. And that's the thing with the Yankees. When you look at that middle of the lineup with Jasson Dominguez and Anthony Volpe, the speed that they add, yes, if they put the bat on ball, they can make something special happen. But the speed, I think it's what's different for the New York Yankees this season than it was to last year. And we didn't even have Jazz Chisholm in the lineup, and we're talking about speed.
Yeah, I mean, that outfielder, bless his heart, he was just barely missed that, just barely missed that ball for Anthony Volpe. He was already rounding first. He saw he missed the ball goes to the wall. Anthony Volpe's rounding second, and before anybody looks up, he's standing on third. And then, we had what we have, some situational at-bats where DJ LeMahieu, I believe, drove Anthony Volpe in with the sack. Or the fielder's choice, whatever. But yeah, so again, unselfish at bats, doing the right thing, high baseball IQ as a team, and we love to see it.
Yeah, I'm looking at this lineup and I'm just like plugging in Jazz and Stanton and Rice, and I'm like, man, if they can continue this all season long, at least the top 5 guys, like this lineup is very dangerous. Because where do you even slot Jazz in this now that you got Jasson batting 5th, and that looks like a good spot for him? You know what I mean? Volpe will go down in the lineup, but like you're slotting Stanton 6th, 7th, Jazz 6th, 7th. That's crazy. But like I said, if Trent and Paul Goldschmidt can continue doing that, I believe Cody Bellinger will have success all season. But if Goldschmidt and Grisham can continue, this lineup is very deep.
Talking about Cody Bellinger, right? And you put it in the chat, so I wanted to save for you to get up here to talk about him. But Cody Bellinger was hitting 175 on the season. That was a season low on April 19th. Just a little over a month later, Cody Bellinger is now hitting 265 with an 810 OPS. Basically, almost 100-point improvement on his batting average and a 300-point improvement on his OPS. I understand Cody Bellinger has dealt with injuries before in his career. Was Yankee fans a bit overreactive when it comes to his struggles early part of the season? I'll toss to you, Erica, and then kick it over to Grace.
I think so. I mean, he went to the Cubs and he showed that he can be, not as much of a strikeout hitter. Really worked on contact over there. And, in a lineup, with a lineup that the Cubs had that doesn't really compare to a lineup with Aaron Judge in it. So, he had the back spasms, he had the food poisoning, he had a hot spring, he showed what he was, capable of. And I think that just kind of got in the way of things, probably messed with his routine, it messes with your at-bats. Baseball is a hard sport, so any little thing can really mess with your swing or whatever. So, he's batting .429 in the last 7 games, .377 in the last 15. To think that this is just, a flash in the pan and it's not sustainable, I think that Cody Bellinger is just, as he's gotten older, remember, he's only, 29 or something?
Yeah.
He's in his prime now, so I think that this is the hitter that he is. I think he picked up a lot of good stuff with the Cubs, and he's benefiting batting behind Aaron Judge.
Go ahead, Grace.
If Cody Bellinger continues to have a season that we all expect him to, what are we going to do? What are we going to do with him? Are they going to negotiate an extension with him? Do you think that he would be open to that? Or do you think he's going to hit the free market again? He does have, what's his name, as his agent, Boris. So who knows what's going to happen there. Obviously, that's far down the line, but I wanted to bring it up because I love having him on this team. I am attached to him. I got attached to him early, and I'm going to have my heart broken if he leaves. I already know, because when I get attached to these dang players that we only have for like a year with an option or whatever, I feel like my heart always gets broken, and I don't want it to be broken over Cody because I love him.
I think when it comes to Cody Bellinger, we're safe when it comes to that, because you got to think of it. If he was to opt out, right? Just say hypothetically, if he was to opt out, what is he making? Like $24, $26 million a year or whatever. So if he wants like an extra payday, You could up that up by extra 5 or 10 million. You got 15 million coming off of Giancarlo Stanton's AAV for next year. So you don't have to worry about your pockets being hurt because you have money coming off from Giancarlo Stanton that you could spread around to Cody Bellinger. Now, what may hurt the Yankees is Paul Goldschmidt. That's somebody that if he continues how he's going, I would want the Yankees to bring him back for next year, but he will be a lot more expensive next year. He's making $12 million this year. He's going to be making way more than $12 million next year if he hits the open market producing the way he has been producing right now. Before we get out of here, there was a video that came on my TikTok timeline that I wanted to show, and it's been going around the Yankee verse or whatever. I just want to say shout out to Alex who's in charge of like the Yankees social media. I see her at the game all the time, always says what's up. She's awesome. She is the person who grabbed this shot, and she always get the great shot. So I want to play this real quick just for you guys because I always like to give people credit. So shout out to Alex for this shot. So she's right behind, look, the netting. She has her phone through the netting, and then boom, right through the gate. She is always on money with these shots. And she's doing this all from a phone. This is all off of an iPhone.
I watched this multiple times last night to get over the Knicks loss, and it helped. So if anyone is struggling today, I prescribe you 5 watches of this in order to help with the cope.
Again, shout out to Alex. I always like to give credit where credit is due. That was an amazing shot. That crack off the bat for Jasson Dominguez was special. I want to shout out Norma Flores in the chat. Norma, how you doing? I hope all is well. Guys, like always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are at 5,284 subscribers. Even though we had that Met fan in here, he still gave us a subscribe. Shout out to that Met fan. Fucking scrub. But before we get out of here, Grace, I want to toss it over to you and kick it over to you. What's your last thought for the people before we go?
My last thought is that let's, you know what? Fuck it. Let's sweep the Rangers.
Hell yeah.
I'm greedy. I'm greedy as hell. And then after this, y'all, we have the Rockies and we have the Angels. Let's go on a fucking win streak. Okay, let's do it. Why not? Let's bury the rest of the AL East. Let's step up and be the Yankees. But my last thought is, I just want to remind everybody in the chat, everybody on the panel, I want you to go back in time. I want you to think about a mega hit that we all know and love. The mega hit that we all know and love is go shorty, it's your birthday. Hey. We're gonna party like it's your birthday. Okay, don't clip that, y'all. I'm not a rapper, but you know what I'm saying. The song In the Club, 50 Cent, a classic hip hop, right? Now, when that was #1 on the charts, Jasson Dominguez was born. That's how young he is. So
I was trying to see. Where's the full circle moment?
I want you to be thinking about how young Jasson Dominguez is when he is the future of the New York Yankees, and he is saving us. Thank you very much. The end.
You just made me feel old as hell, right? Because when that came out, I was in junior high school packing bags at like Met Supermarket. I was packing bags at the supermarket. When that mixtape and that song came out. Erica, I'm gonna toss it over to you. Well, any last thoughts, anything pondering in your brain before we get ready to wrap things up? Because the Yankees, they do play in about 15 minutes. #1, extend Jasson Dominguez now. #2, you might as well, right? #2, Carlos Rodon has to have the most starts this season in shitty weather because this weather sucks. He's going to be out there in short sleeves. He's still going to strike out like 8 guys. He's having a solid season. I know that, I think the outing against the Mets was a little bit shaky, but it was still good. I think that he goes out there and shoves. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Carlos Rodon just holding it down during crappy weather games. And I think he's going to do it again today. So, but yeah, extend Jasson Dominguez now. I just want to say shout out my guy Ethan, Carlos Rodon's brother, who I've been able to make friends with over back in spring training on TikTok. Seeing Ethan's like social media feed and taking a deep dive, seeing like what him and Carlos do in the offseason, when people like, why is Carlos Rodon out there with no sleep? Carlos Rodon is a madman, right? Him and his brother Ethan, they're literally like cavemen. Like they're literally like, you just seen those guys that it'd be a blizzard outside, but they're wearing just a tank top or a tee. That's Rodon and his brother Ethan. Like they are literally just madmen, bears in the woods. You give them they're survivalists. You just throw them in the middle of the woods. So seeing Carlos Rodon, like Erica said, pitching in shitty weather all season in Detroit when it was like basically almost like 5 degrees. He was there, no sleeves, just whatever. I'm just going to pitch or whatever. And now with the weather, the rain looks like it stopped, maybe just a little light drizzle, but hopefully we get the better version of Carlos Rodon. That last time he was out, I know he struggled against the Sacramento A's because he's in a minor league ballpark. Also, too, the 2 errors from Jasson Dominguez this season, the only 2 errors that he has, both were from minor league ballparks. So just put that in the back of your mind. So hopefully Carlos Rodon shows out and he pitches a lot better this time than he did the last 2 outings. I know he won against the Mets, but he was struggling and he battled through 5 innings. I look for Carlos Rodon to go 6 or 7 innings, striking out 9 batters today. That's the line I got for Carlos.
I got him striking out 8 today. Texas Rangers like to strike out a lot.
Oh.
I mean, Will Warren had 10. Just be like, hell yeah, that's a poverty franchise. That's Even though
But before we get out of here, right, you brought up Will Warren. Erica, speak on the improvement that we've seen for Will Warren, because Will Warren, he's crediting a lot of his success to not only Matt Blake, but the second pitching coach that the Yankees have, Garrett Cole. We saw it last year with Luis Hill when Garrett Cole was out to start the season. He was always with Luis Hill. He was always with Clark Schmidt, and he's doing the same thing now with Will Warren. Erica, you touch on that real quick?
Yeah, that's the benefit of having Garrett Cole. And Garrett Cole is just a baseball guy. Like, he just eats, sleeps, just breathes baseball, and I love having that on our team. He loves being a Yankee. Whenever his contract is up, I'm sure that they'll bring him back. He'll be like the Pettit, when they bring him into spring training. I hope that they bring him back as a coach in the locker room or, during spring training, just help the younger guys. Yeah, it just says a lot. Will Warren, I think one of the biggest complaints that I would see is that he didn't have a put-away pitch. But how can you not have a put-away pitch when you've been striking out 8, 9, 10 players or batters a game recently? So, people, it's just New York, and it's very, what have you done for me lately? But nobody wants to have patience for rookies. You cannot base it off of, a couple of starts. And I think that we're seeing that. I mean, the same thing happened with Clark Schmidt, right? Everybody was talking smack about how he couldn't get around the order 3 times, I think it was, or pitch past the 5th inning. And when he went down and got hurt, everyone was clamoring like, we need Clark Schmidt back. It's just funny how the fan base is, and it's just because we know baseball and we watch every pitch. Like, every pitch is important to us, so we're gonna overanalyze. But Will Warren has looked nasty. His breaking pitches are disgusting. He looks calm, cool, and collected, and these are just growing pains. So shout out to Garrett Cole, just really stepping up. And I know you call him Daddy Cole. I'm gonna call him Stepdaddy Cole right now because he's being the younger guy's stepdaddy right now. So but yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny because I remember that being like a big thing. Like, oh, he doesn't have a put-away pitch. This guy needs to get sent back down. He's got 10 strikeouts. That means he has a put-away pitch, and it's nasty. So, yeah, just give it time. We got to be patient, guys. It's the same with everybody. Offensively too, right? Jasson Dominguez, people were writing him off because he made a couple of errors or he wasn't swinging the bat immediately. And yeah, baseball is 162 games. Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I'm just glad that it's starting to click for him.
Yeah, 100%. Go ahead, Grace.
I agree. Will Warren, again, all you can ask from a rookie is that they're getting better, that they're making improvements, that they're learning, that you're seeing them improve because they're working and they're growing. That's all you can ask from a rookie. We're seeing that from Will Warren. We're seeing that from Jasson Dominguez, and we saw it last year from Luis Hill. We see, this is the sign of a good baseball player, making adjustments and growing, and that's what you're seeing. So good for him. I loved Will Warren. Love hearing him talk. Mississippi boy with that Southern drawl. I love to hear it. So I'm really happy for him because I know he had a hard time. Yankees fans can be really, 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 really harsh. And he heard it. He got booed on the mound. Poor freaking kid. Got booed on the mound, out there trying to do his best, got called up early, wasn't supposed to be in this situation. And he stepped up to the moment, and shout out to Daddy Cole for being a friggin' daddy all the time. Just the dad on the team. Really, I'll never get over it. He's
such a dad.
Such a dad. He's such a dad.
He is.
So we love it.
When I tell Erica and Grace, when I tell you that at that Jazz Chisholm Foundation event on Monday, because Jazz was there with that Hermes bag. I tell you, Garrett Cole, he's in the VIP area looking like he went to Target to pick out his outfit and button up. You know those dads that they dress like from Target and stuff like that? That's what Garrett Cole looked like. And when Jazz Chisholm went there, you know, like when you have that moment, whether it's with like your parents or an uncle or whatever, and they take your clothes like, oh, this is what the young kids are wearing. Like, look at this. Let me try it on. La, la, la. That's what Garrett Cole did with Jazz Chisholm. And it was the funniest and cutest thing to ever see. Again, I know this is baseball. I know we talk about it, but it's a human element, right? And seeing that these guys actually care about each other. Like Garrett Cole, the first thing he told people, he's like, guys, I'm not here to answer questions. I'm here to hang out with my teammates. I'm looking for Jazz. Where's Jazz? And he kept, where's Jazz? The entire time, where's Jazz? Where's Jazz? I want to see Jazz. Where's Jazz? Until Jazz ran the runway, and seeing Jazz on the runway and looking at his Yankee teammates, you would thought that these tough men will be coming at him, making fun. No, they were all cheering him on. They were all holding up their phones, recording him and stuff like that. And it's great to see that, wow, this goes more than baseball off the field. These guys really fuck with each other. If you're in New York, you know that term. If somebody fuck with you, they fuck with you. These guys really bond with each other, and it's a team affair, and it's a family affair out there with the New York Yankees.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
I love this team.
I want to do a roll call real quick before we wrap things up. So I got some music that I want to play. So I want to say shout out to you, Anna Marie. I appreciate you like always. Got to throw Anna Marie back on the mod squad. My guy Hector, welcome to the mod squad, Hector. Theo Nosebleed section. Miss you, Nosebleed. Hope all is well. Stephen B was in the building. Tina, our good friend Tina. Guys, make sure you guys throw the Yankee Discord. Join that Discord. Eddie Snaps was in the building. Big time Jerry Cadell was in the building. Of course, my man Jacob Petruzzi was in the building. Jacob, salute, salute, salute. 3 capital S's to my guy Jacob. Crackle Nuts. Of course, Norma was here earlier. Norma, I hope all is well with you. Shout out to you. Poop Barlow was in the building. I love that name, Poop Barlow. But shout out to all you guys. Appreciate you guys. All the new subscribers, all the new followers. We definitely do. Make sure you guys go and follow That's Baseball Erica on Instagram, and also subscribe to Erica's YouTube channel as well. That's Baseball Erica. Until next time, I'm Hector.
I'm Erica.
I'm Grace Monroe, and I want to give a shout out to Eddie and Anna Marie who helped me pirate the stream so that I could watch the games through the blackout, because Bally Sports sucks and Rangers have no money. So thank you.
Property
to
franchise.
Them. Yeah. Special thank you to them. And I'm Grace Monroe, and this is Yankees Morning Brew.
This is Yankees Morning Brew, and we will be back. We love you guys. Say something positive about yourself. Drink some water. Don't be an asshole. And until next time, deuces, you handsome, sexy bastards. We out of here.
You fought well yesterday. Your style is unorthodox.